we got left before we chat. Grab your coffee, find your seat. Cowbells are ringing, that's our cue. Gonna share our thoughts with you. Laugh and gossip, spit in tea. Little secrets between you and me. Countdown ticking, let's get real. Heart to heart, it's how we feel. Girl talks in 8 minutes time. Ring that bell, let's feel the rhyme. Share our dreams and tell our fears. Girl talks, wiping all those tears. Snap a pic of what we wear. Brush our hair, let down our care. Conversations never lie in this moment with you and I. Clock is ticking, here we go. Words like rivers start to flow. Tune your ears and hear the beat. Girl talks makes our time so sweet. Girl talks in 8 minutes time. Ring that bell, let's feel the rhyme. Share our dreams and tell our fears. Girl talks, wiping all our tears. Clock is ticking, here we go. Words like rivers start to flow. Tune your ears and hear the beat. Girl talks makes our time so sweet. Girl talks in 8 minutes time. Ring that bell, let's feel the rhyme. Share our dreams and tell our fears. Girl talks, wiping all our tears.
Morning, y'all. It's 5 minutes and 30 seconds before Girl Talk starts, so you have just enough time to grab yourself a cup of coffee and get in a comfy seat. We'll see you soon.
Catch Girl Talks every day. Follow socials, here's the way.
GURLTAUX, every platform come to play. Catch our vibe, don't delay.
Facebook, YouTube streams. Scrolling through your daily memes.
Girl Talk Show, don't miss out. Join the fun, see what Girl Talks is all about.
Keeping it real, it's what we do. So tune in now and join our crew. Lights moving through the screen. Click subscribe, don't be mean. Upbeat chatter, it's our routine.
Girl Talk Show, don't miss out. Join the fun, see what Girl Talks is all about.
GURLTAUX is who we are.
Come hang with us on your tablet, phone, or screen.
Anywhere Girl Talks can be seen.
Girl Talk Show, don't miss out. Join the fun, see what Girl Talks is all about.
Update stories, laugh and cry. It's Girl Talk, so don't question why. It's the show that you'll adore. Come back daily to get some more.
Girl Talk Show, don't miss out. Join the fun, see what Girl Talks is all about.
GURLTAUX is who we are. Come hang with us on your tablet, phone, or screen. Anywhere Girl Talks can be seen.
Girl Talk Show, don't miss out. Join the fun, see what Girl Talks is all about.
GURLTAUX, log in now, watch our show. Likes and comments, let them flow. Every day we're on our way. Girl Talk Show is here. Talks is all about.
Walking down this road tonight, talking about the things we fight. Addiction knocking at my door. E&T wants so much more. We walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on Girl Talk, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, together we'll move along. Searching for a brighter day, holding tight along the way. Sobriety's a steep climb, D&T winning every time. Oh yeah, we walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on Girl Talk, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, D&T bringing all of you along. Oh yeah, we walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on Girl Talk, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, D&T bringing all of you along. Whoa, yeah. We walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on Girl Talk, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, D&T bringing all of you along. Whoa, yeah. We walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on Girl Talk, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, D&T bringing all of you along.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, for whatever reason, at the very end of the music, it says starting now. Okay.
And then we're going.
It's like, hold on a second.
I have to think about it. Did I really mean now?
So
Did I really mean it?
we are,
Oh, maybe.
we are going to try to stay on topic.
We'll
And
see.
what's our topic?
Our topic is, I don't remember.
It should
No,
be the
I'm just
usage
kidding.
of roundabouts in
It's
this
reminiscing
town.
loss and memories.
No
It's-
one knows how to use
sorry.
roundabouts in this town. That's
Or
what Amanda
four-way
said.
stops.
Or four-way
They're
stop.
better at
For
four-way
real.
stops than they are at roundabouts.
Roundabouts, you don't stop and there's no traffic. You don't stop.
No, there's no need to stop.
You don't need to stop.
and
just
if you
keep
have
going.
if you have room to go,
Go.
don't stop. Go.
There was literally nobody. And the car in front of me stopped. What are you stopping for?
It's pro-
I don't see a car.
There's a
people-
very good chance it was my mother.
People who are not familiar with roundabouts think they're four-way stops. They do, because they replace four-way stops.
Yes.
That's true. Except the
And
big triangle sign.
except for the
Wait.
big fucking merge,
Because
motherfucker.
I know where you live. Were you at the roundabout or were you at the D about? Because there's one shaped like a D.
This is true.
It was the roundabout.
Okay.
At Lindsay.
I mean the D about
D
because
about
it's
is
not
ridiculous.
It's not shaped like that. You do
No.
need to stop.
You do, because people are. That thing is here, and then it depends on which way you're going. It's either here, and then you go around this way, or if you're coming from the other way, you go here, and then you go way around this way.
Yeah, that one.
That
yeah.
one is unnecessary. You just
Well,
go straight.
Have you ever had the ones that put in like they did in Reno, instead of putting a roundabout, they put the European one where it's like this. So yes, the
Our
wrong
mayor might
seen
hear
that.
that.
the wrong traffic
Our mayor
goes
may-
the
I
saw
wrong
that.
way around.
A plan to do that. Don't do that.
and I was
the
like-
mayor may hear that and want to do it. So
They had so many accidents.
Yes.
Yes.
And I was like, why? Okay, it's European. Got it.
I get it.
But they know how to do it.
Right, that's all
like
they
we
know.
don't know what we're doing.
Americans are idiots.
I'm
we
pretty
don't know
sure
what
the
we're
one that
doing
they
on-
put it at Lindsay Lane and Highway 251. My mother went through it one time with me in the car, and I will guarantee you, my mother will never go through that one again
The
because
big one?
it terrified her. Yes, and it's not hard to me.
It's not.
That one makes a lot of sense to
It
me.
really does.
I'm
Well, I
pretty
mean,
sure
once
she
you
will
get
turn,
used to
'cause
them-
you can turn on Linton
Uh-huh.
before you
Yeah.
before you get there. If you're coming from like Ardmore 251, I'm pretty sure she will turn on that road and go out and to,
all the way around.
yeah, to avoid
That
that,
one's a
one.
nice-
It
it's-
terrified her.
I don't understand.
The ones I grew up with were 3 lanes. So if you weren't immediately getting off, you had to go the middle lane if you're getting on the second exit,
and then
the middle lane if you're
all the way
going all the way
Right,
around.
That makes sense.
So this little one that's only one lane is nothing.
It's
I
nothing.
don't understand the problem.
I don't get it.
Well, and Americans can't drive to begin fucking with. Have you ever? Excuse me. How many of you
Breathe.
have been?
Choked on
How
it.
many of you? I did. How many of you have been to Europe?
My husband has, but not.
Okay, so I have.
We were never.
I'm
stationed
poor,
overseas.
broke, white trash. It's not in my future.
Oh man.
Y'all need to. Yeah, we need to get lots of subscribers, and we need to get people to start, supporting
go
our
tropical
channel,
places.
so we can go.
Ask these questions.
so we can
only
go
go
on a
tropical.
girl talks trip.
I'm sorry. Can you toss me the box of tissues? I spilled on myself.
Yeah, vacations in my mind are tropical.
I'm good with that. We just need to have enough subscribers, make enough money to send girl talks on a cruise or
go. Yes.
on something,
And
so
we
that
need to do some research.
Did you see that Mexico is
we
starting
can
to
do
charge a per head for cruise ships? They're charging a fee per
What?
head for people on cruise ships.
Trump will put an end to that real quick. He'll be like, "Really? You don't want us to cruise there anymore? Because
Okay.
I can stop yours."
Yeah, yeah.
He says it kind of with this like, really? Yeah. When people talk about the when he ended the thing with the Taliban or whatever, and he will talk about it, he's like,
when he said
all
send
I
our
d-
people home.
No, he it's really funny. I mean, I watched it when it actually originally happened, but he just like slid across the table a picture of his house with a
He did.
with
He
a
did.
with the fucking crosshairs on it.
Yeah.
And
He
the
didn't say
Taliban
anything. He
leader
was like,
said, "Why you have picture of my house?" And he said, "I don't know. Might have to blow it up."
"Why do you?"
And he's
think
like-
I have a
he's
picture
like-
of your house.
That's when they stopped. They were like, "This motherfucker's crazy enough to blow up my house with my family in it."
Yeah.
I thought about this a long time ago when. Why are you glitching?
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I was behind. I
That's
was
okay.
so late today. I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
That was me
And for
yesterday.
whatever reason, mine all decided to go on a pause mode. Like, don't
Greta
pause.
was flashing
Like,
for a
keep
minute.
going. Yeah. I'm like,
Of course I was. He's part of the shiny thing.
her cord is flashing or something. Or I messed with it and it stopped. So hopefully it doesn't do it again. But anyway, when
I am really bright today, though.
you are bright
Yeah,
today,
I am. Like,
that never happens.
No.
You have a glow.
It's a
It's
glove.
because your angels are sitting on your shoulder, going, "Hey, this fucking shit."
with everything going on, I don't know if that's good. Not with me.
No, they're behind you saying you got this.
Yeah.
Well,
they're-
like I
That's what
said,
they're doing.
it's not my problem, but
So anyway,
well,
when there was a
Yes.
lot of talk about the suicide bombers and stuff like that, and then you hear what they give to their families, like they give them all this money and do all this stuff. Well, and they breed them to become suicide bombers.
They do.
For real.
That's what that's all they know.
Yeah,
That is
and-
literally growing up. That's all they know.
And I was like, you know,
It's
so
ridiculous.
if they have somebody that,
and they think it's right.
yeah, they think it's
The way of life. That's it.
it's honoring Allah or whatever. But now we're talking about radical Islam and stuff like that. Are you just dribbling everything?
It's run out like completely. Yeah.
Here.
Both of you
Here we
need
go.
a
That's the
sippy
last
cup.
one.
You
So
both
we got to
need
make
sippy
it work.
Okay.
So
We're making a mess over here.
I see that. So when one of them does it, I had this theory that when somebody actually does this suicide bombing and this entire family is murdered and their house blown up, it might not be the incentive for the next one.
This is true.
You know, he might be like, wait, they didn't get that 25,000 per person. They got blowed up. They got
what?
dead. Because a lot of them, they will honor their families by doing it. It's honorable to their culture
Yes.
for radical Islam. We're not talking about Muslim. Two different things. And but if they knew, wait, all his family got blowed up. All his family got blowed up. All his I think my whole family's getting blowed up.
How did that happen?
I don't think I want to do this.
How are they going to do that?
Let's
I mean,
see.
it would be a desanctification process.
But even though you are like raised and trained that that's the thing to do, your mind ain't right if you agree with it. Because I mean, overthinker girl here, I got questions.
I ask all the questions.
I got a lot of questions before I'm gonna sign my name that yes, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, yeah. I want to have a sit down conversation with what's his name? The terrorist.
Ahmed.
Ahmed. I want to sit down and have a full conversation with Ahmed before I commit
Have you
myself.
heard his Christmas song? It's awesome. Jingle Bombs.
Oh yes. Oh, I've
It's-
heard his Jingle Bomb.
You know what we're talking about?
No.
Jeff Dunham is a comedian.
Oh, I know Jeff
He's
Dunham,
a ventriloquist, and one of his puppets is Ahmed, the dead
I
terrorist.
kill you,
I
Got
kill
you.
you.
Gotcha.
I kill you.
I'm not the only
infidel,
one. Like I'm
No,
getting pointed out here, but
Jeff Dunham is
I
infidel.
would like
hilarious.
Jeff Dunham.
Yes.
Yeah, I have no idea how we got on. You asked what the topic was for the day.
And we went
And
to roundabouts.
We went to roundabouts
And now we're
and
on
Ahmed
Ahmed.
and Islam. We've
today-
already squirreled the fuck out of this.
Okay, so for real, what was our topic?
Our topic is reminiscing, loss and memories during the holidays.
Okay,
And-
that is completely opposite of what we're talking
I
about right
know, except for maybe those few Taliban people.
now. Maybe.
Exactly.
But I mean, like thinking about the people that you've lost in your memories, but also clinging to the people you have. Because even though you have these people that are gone out of your life, you have to remember the people that are in your life.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I am going to read a poem that I got last night.
I screenshotted that last night. I was like, I don't know that I'm ready to read that tonight.
Is
So
it
I'm
okay
gonna
if
read it.
I is it okay if I read it? Because if it
I may have to use that Kleenex, but yes,
Last night was a little rough for you.
it was a little scary. It ended up okay, but it was scary.
well, yeah, I mean, and I can totally relate. But I was watching NCIS. My husband and I love NCIS. So we're way behind. So we're watching their COVID episode, and which is totally dumb. Like they wouldn't even film it the same way today. Now that they know all the things that
stuff
they
about-
know.
yeah.
You know, but anyway, at the end there was also a death from addiction. And you know, they do have a way of
I feel like COVID did make addiction a lot worse.
it did. They say statistically there was a lot more people and there was a lot more people that
My friend that I'm worried about, like,
Yeah.
pretty much COVID was.
How did that happen?
Kristen
One of
does
my
not want us
spirit
talking
glows
about
here
this.
coming, and they wanted
Kristen
some water.
said no. She said, "We are done right now. You better stop."
But
Sorry, Kristen.
not only the people drinking and drugs and stuff like that, but the people who used to be very social become antisocial. A lot
that's
of
me.
people became antisocial.
That 100%
Like-
me. Before, I was out at least 5 days a week. Weekend would not have been home for anything. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And now,
She's like, I don't want to leave. I'm good.
last night, talked myself out of going and get me something to eat and got up and cooked something because I was like, I just don't want to leave the house. I mean, you know, like a little something, like even going to grab a bite to eat. I don't want to leave the house.
Right. I don't want to go anywhere.
I became totally antisocial.
Yeah, my kids used to go out and do sports. They used to go out and play, with friends. They used to go out and like hang out with friends. And since there were no like team sports and everything, my kids completely became hermits. And now it is like pulling teeth trying to get them out of the house.
Yeah.
Not yours.
Well,
Mine never got the chance to go anywhere to begin with.
they're like,
My oldest are 15, so 4 years ago they weren't going anywhere.
Right.
Oh yeah. So yeah.
yeah, they weren't.
I mean, they weren't going anywhere.
They
but
weren't
were,
out
like,
cutting on the town at 11. What do you mean?
No, I mean they didn't go out. They just
Like, I don't even let my kids go to friends' houses.
Oh, I do.
I'm that weird mom.
I'm like,
'Cause I don't know
go,
what's
get out of
going
my
on
house.
at
Over that house.
Yeah.
And you know
I
where
will-
you-
I
and
will
you know
not
where
Nothing
you-
crazy going on at my house. I don't.
The girls, when they were here, I did let them go places, but they were not used to the parent who's like, okay, you can go. I need their phone number. I need their address. I need to meet their mother. I need to talk to them. I need to talk to the kid.
Yeah.
I need to know what
I
are
need
you
to know
writing
where you
in?
are.
What's the license plate number? And she's like,
I'm not ready for that. I don't want my kids to
Maybe
be
I'll
in
just
any
stay
car
here.
with any other person.
it's gonna happen.
My kids are like, I'm getting a ride home with so and so, and I'm like,
just
all right,
remember.
let me know when you're home.
Just remember, and this is just a little word of wisdom. I'm an old fucker, okay, with kids. The more you shelter, when they break through that veil just a little bit, you got to be careful.
To go buck wild.
Yes.
And so I worked with a lady. This will be good for you to know, but for when your kids do get cars, I worked with a lady, and
She's like, they're not getting cars.
her husband, when they got her daughter a car, she had to sign a contract about all these rules of the car, like that
yeah.
she would do.
I think
blah,
that's
blah,
the
blah.
smart thing to do.
And one of the rules was she was not allowed to have any more than one person in the car with her. So there was only someone in the front seat, and whatever. And yeah,
and do like me when I got my car, charge them all money to get in your car.
Well,
Gas money.
He
Thank
happened
you.
to be driving by school one day and caught her leaving with a car full of kids. He took the back seat out of the car. So she didn't have the option
Oh my God!
love
to
that.
have anybody
So-
else.
I'm not even gonna lie. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was. Like,
You just fit more people in that way. What are you talking? Okay, so there's a funny story with that.
You can fit as many people as you want in that car if you're brave enough.
So we
if you're brave enough.
we
yeah.
had one of those old station wagons that had the bucket seats in the back that flip open, and I had my first car was a '66 Mustang. Picture right there, and I was making fun of my dad one day about his tuna boat. Your big tuna boat, blah blah blah. The next morning when I got up and got ready for school. What keys are these? Where are my keys? Big Mustang thing on my keychain. Where the fuck are my keys? And what keys are
drive
these?
his car.
I went outside and there was a note on the tuna boat. Took your car. Guess you're stuck with the tuna boat. And I was like, son of a bitch. So
Guess I'll be nice from now on.
So
Maybe.
when I went to school, I was so embarrassed. And I was like, I'm hiding. I'm parking way over here. I don't want anybody to know that I took the tuna boat to school. It's no longer the cool car. Went to class. We would get out at lunch and quite often go get food, go do things, or after school.
and I was sneaking to my car. And what do you know? People see it.
Of course.
And they
Everybody's
come.
like, can I get a ride?
Yeah.
Can I
Oh,
get it?
everybody's like,
Can I get in?
oh my God, cool. And we piled so many people into that car.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole back was filled. We did open those seats, and there was two people sitting on the floor, two people sitting
On
in
laps.
each side of the seats.
On laps.
People everywhere, people in the back. I think we
Yes.
fit like 15 people in that damn thing.
Yeah.
So while we were out to lunch, then afterwards we decided we were going to go to the mall after school. And in the process of going to the mall and then going back and dropping everybody off and stuff, and I was that fucking person. I'm not shitting you. $5. Everyone had to give me $5 for gas to get in. I did not ever tell any of my friends. So if any of my friends are watching, I apologize for lying to you. I had a gas card from my parents, so I never needed anybody's money for gas. I was a horrible
That's all my
person.
son. My
That's
oldest, when he
awful.
started driving to and from school, and a few friends were like, "Hey, can you pick me up on your way?" And he was like, "Yeah, but you got to give me gas money." So they give him like $20 a week.
Nice.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
exactly. Well, so anyway, on our way back, in the process, we all determined that the best way we could do this is go ahead and tell my dad he can keep the Mustang and I'll keep the tuna boat. And we're going to rip the back seats out of it and make a hot tub.
Oh gosh.
Put
gosh.
plastic line that sucker. And one of them's like, I'm sure we got to find a way to connect it to the radiator to heat the water. I mean, they were trying to come up with ways to make it an actual hot tub. And I tell my
there's
dad
ways.
this. I'm like, oh, you can just keep it. I'll keep the tuna boat. And he's like, why? And he hears me on the phone talking to one of my friends. And well, if we take the back seats out, then we have this, and we can.
like, "Never mind.
And he's
Trade
like,
me
"Give me
back."
my fucking keys."
Give me my keys.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks, Mom. Thanks, Nana. She brought us back. What was the NCIS connection?
Yeah, she'll bring it back.
Thank you.
Yeah, she's good, she's good.
like, bring it back, people. Bring it back.
Hello. How are you?
So anyway,
Such a good director.
well, we like
She's been good that way.
Well, I mean, sometimes this is a little sad. So we get a little funny, get a little sad. It works well. But anyway, so one of the characters died from a drug addiction. And at the end, they read this poem. And honestly, it made me cry like my eyes out. But it also made me really think about the words. It's called Epitaph by Merritt Malley. When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not your mind. You can love me most by letting hands touch hands, by letting bodies touch bodies, and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die, people do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. I got through that without crying. I really didn't think I could do that.
I'm really proud of you.
But it really made me think of that because I think of her every single day.
And you will for a long time to come.
Almost.
Yeah.
She almost made it.
I
Almost.
almost made it.
And I took your tissues. I'm so sorry.
But anyway,
And use them all.
I did.
Yes.
I think of her every single day. And I try to think of what she would say to people, what she would give to people, and how proud she would be of her daughter and of what we're doing. This was hers. This was her design. I mean, we came up with it together, but she was the one that was like, it needs to be fun and light. And here I'm crying. It needs to be fun and light. And we need to, girls just need a place to just vent sometimes and just blow off steam and just talk shit and make no sense. It doesn't always have to make sense. That was her biggest thing. Like, nothing always has to make sense. And I mean, let me tell you, if you've watched this show a little bit,
Nothing makes sense.
nothing
Nothing
makes
makes
sense.
sense.
You're like, what are you talking about now? What are you talking
What
about?
for 2 seconds? What'd you change the
In
subject
21
for?
minutes, we have talked about roundabouts, terrorists,
Jeff Dunham,
Jeff Dunham,
NCIS,
NCIS,
DAF,
tuna cars.
cars. But then I think about my dad, and he's been gone since 2018. And I look around and I go, my dad would be so proud of what Steve and I have accomplished, what we're doing. We have an amazing house here. We are building a good business. And he would be so proud of what we've done. And you have to remember those that are gone. But I think you do have to give it away. Think about what they would want to see and what they would want you to be sharing. And then use that to cling to those that you have. Because there are people that they get lost in the loss. If many of you know, I used to be a journalist, award-winning journalist. Yes, thank you very much. I've gotten awards for my journalism. But I wrote a whole series on leukemia. And they had what's called the leukemia cluster out in Fallon, Nevada. I think there was like 17 or 19 people that got leukemia, same type. So they equated it to a cluster, and it's, considered something. So it was being investigated by CDC and all these other things. So I went to everything that was about it, had to write all these articles covering what was happening with the leukemia cluster. And then I did a series where I went and literally met with the families instead of just listening to the CDC and just the reports and just the newsworthy stuff. I went and had one-on-ones with the families that were either already had the loss or were in preparation of a loss. And I would ask them questions. And there was one teenage boy, he was 17, high school student, had leukemia. He was definitely going to die. He didn't have a choice. And I interviewed the whole family together. I interviewed his family separate and him separate because I wanted to see where they aligned. And I said, what's your biggest fear? To mom and dad and that he'll suffer, that, we don't want him to be in pain, and that, he really will die, and that he didn't get to have children and families and stuff. And this does relate to this poem. And so when I interviewed him by himself, I asked him, what is your biggest fear? And he said, my biggest fear is that my family will be dead in living bodies. And I said, wow. That is so profound for a 17-year-old kid. And I said, can you explain that? I knew what he meant, but I wanted him to give a little bit more explanation. He goes, I want my sister to dance at her prom for me. I want my dad to give my sister away at her wedding for me. I want them to keep living.
Yeah.
It's making me cry. But anyway, it was so profound that this 17-year-old kid,
the knowledge that those children get that are taken away from us so early, the knowledge they get in their short time is astounding. I mean, it really is. I've heard so many stories, like that, how they view things because they know. Whereas none of us are promised a tomorrow, but we don't know when our last day will be. So we live so frivolously, and that's the way our minds work.
Right. Well, and the positive of that is I didn't share any of my notes with anyone prior to writing my article and doing the story. And we took beautiful photos of them doing their Christmas lights and putting up their Christmas decorations and stuff because they were doing Christmas in August or September because he wasn't expected to live to December. And why is it glitching again? I will keep an eye on that. But it's Greta. It's only Greta. It's
Your aura
It's your aura, I guess. But anyway, I'm trying not
I
to
just hope
focus
it's
on
not
that.
a message for me that I'm supposed to. No, we're not. We don't want anything right now.
So
we're good.
So
We're good.
anyway, the article came out, and I got a call from the mom, and she was like, "Just thank you so much." And then he passed away. He did make it to Christmas, but he passed away like literally like the day or 2 days after Christmas. But she called me, and she said, if it wasn't for your article, we would have all been moping the entire time and putting on a fake front for him when we could. But because of your words and you telling us what he wanted, we lived, we played, we had fun. And then when he passed away, we all sang and danced and cried. But it made her think, what can I do to honor him? And it goes back to that poem. What can we do to honor those that we have lost? Give them away. Give their love away to other people. Even that stranger on the street. We've talked about this before. Sometimes if you just smile at somebody and you say, hi, good morning, you have no idea what they might be going through. They might be going through a loss. They might be going through a possible loss. They might be going through some kind of hardship, domestic violence, I can't think of everything, but there could be so many things that they're going through that one smile and that one good morning or
change
good
their
afternoon could change their whole perspective of the day. So I'm going to tell everybody out there during this holiday season, cling to those you have, and those you've lost, give their love away. Anyway,
like that.
somebody else move on because I'm going to cry again.
I'll say, talking about lost loved ones, I have a tree in my home, one of my Christmas trees. It's nothing but lost loved ones. It's photos. Most of them are selfies of me and the person. And I had the hardest time putting that tree up this year.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, knock on wood, year's not over, but I have not lost anyone to add to that tree this year.
Right.
Which is a positive.
Right.
Again. But for some reason this year I struggled. Now, mind you, when I got to doing it, I enjoyed it, and I kissed the faces of those people, and I talked to them. But that helped me.
Yeah.
What you just read, I wish I'd read it before I put the tree up, but it did, to live for them, and so.
Yeah, because I've read many poems, and a lot of them do help. They do make you feel a little bit better or whatever. But that poem, and it was read so nicely on NCIS. And of course, at the end of it, they had the, if you know anybody with addiction, because addiction is so prevalent. And it really, even though it's a TV show, I even told my husband, I said, leaning over him, because one of the other people on the show, his wife died of COVID, because of course somebody had to die from COVID. But
It'd be a COVID episode if somebody didn't.
Right, exactly. Right. So I'm looking at him and I'm bawling, and I go, I know they're not real. I know they're fake, and I know it's just actors, but why do we get so invested in their lives that they are so real that we're crying, or we're angry, or we're mad, or we're powerful? Like, yeah, you go get them, girl.
That's a good show, though, when you get emotionally.
When you get emotionally, like Yellowstone that we all love. Like, you get so emotionally.
When you get attached to the characters and I mean, not so much that you protest and you go buck wild if they kill off a character, like in Grey's Anatomy when too many people were like protesting because McDreamy died.
I never watched that, but I heard about that.
But I mean, they literally were literally protesting at the film studio, outside the film studio. I'm like,
He's like, I'm done with this show. Somebody kill me off. I
It's
need
just
to
a
move on.
character. Like, we get totally invested, but to them, it's just a job.
Well,
you
so
know?
far, Yellowstone this season, they've killed somebody somebody's died every episode.
Yeah,
I'm like, who we got next week?
Are they killing off the show?
I think so.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah,
That's what's happening
because
when they-
Kevin Costner wouldn't come back.
So they're
So
And he was- he's the-
so they're moving on.
I heard they're going to do a spinoff though of just Beth and Rip.
I've heard
so
that,
good.
but then I've also heard that Rip's going to go to 6666.
4 6s.
4 6s. Yeah,
4
it was
6s
like
range.
4 6s range.
Well, you
They
got
did show Taylor Sheridan this week in there. The writer himself. He also acts in there. That man, he's smart and pretty. He is. Him sitting there on horseback, I was like, wipe the drool, wipe the drool.
Like, all right, I need to look away.
And I think about that, I'm like, that he's that good of a writer. He's an act, like,
What is it
what's
when-
wrong with this man?
What is it when they have the cast sitting and doing the interviews with people? What do they call that?
In the bunkhouse is what it's called of Yellowstone, but I don't
No,
know.
no.
Because they do that all the
Oh,
time.
okay, in the bunkhouse. Like they have with the Walking Dead cast, and you can go to it and
Oh, like the Comic Con.
yeah,
yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
the Comic Con.
Okay,
we
yeah.
need to take Greta to a Yellowstone one.
They don't have them yet, but yes, I want to.
Once they start having, if they haven't had one yet, they're probably never
not
going to.
Well, it's
no,
still so active
panel,
and going.
a panel.
A paddle. Thank
Hey,
you.
did it!
Snaps.
I want to go to the One Tree Hill one though.
One
That they-
tree.
I've never
they have-
seen that.
They have that one. You should watch that with your kids. That's a good one to watch.
Well, and they watch or they do some that are older too, like 90210 has
Yeah.
a panel every now
I
and
would
then.
love
They
that
do.
one,
I
yeah.
saw one that was.
but they're all on Hallmark Christmas movies.
Yeah, well, they are the main characters on all the Hallmark movies.
Yeah. So are the other two.
Besides
One Tree Hill
Shannon
people.
Doherty that died.
Power
Yes.
Rangers. That's who it was. Original Power Rangers, girl.
Oh God!
The One Tree Hill
Yeah.
actors are also Hallmark Christmas movies.
Yeah.
I watched Jana Kramer the other
Yeah,
night.
and anybody who was on those type of shows is on Hallmark
Yeah.
because their acting is just as good.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
And then there's Sammy from Days of Our Lives. She's always on one, but she's still on Days of Our Lives.
So if you guys think we're off topic, we're not. This is still reminiscing.
It is, I swear.
It is. It is. We're reminiscing of TV shows.
Right?
Well, I mean, some of those shows bring to light the things that you. So I had a "You Are My Monica" to my Rachel, and "You Are My Rachel" to my Monica coffee cups that are Kristen's of mine. And when I gave it to her, she's like, "You keep mine here, so when I come to visit, I have my own cup." And I just put them away because I just got out all the Christmas stuff, and it was so difficult. Like, you don't think about those things, but it was literally so difficult to put the cups in the drawer. Like, I'm putting it away. It's like your mind plays
But
tricks
just for
on like
now.
The last
Yeah.
conversation that I'd had with my brother before he committed suicide, my stepmother had gave us, and I ate out of these last night, had gave us this, it's a little plate with a little bowl that sits on it. So when you're having soup, you can put your crackers or whatever.
Or
last
chips
night
and
I had
dip or something.
Yeah, last night I had chicken tortilla soup, and I don't like to put all my chips in at once, so it's perfect little. And he said, and I had posted a picture or something eating out of that bowl, and he was like, "You like them damn bowls? You like that damn shit?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yes.
He was like, "I'm gonna give you mine because Mama gave me one, and I ain't never used the damn thing."
Thanks.
Last conversation we had. Fast forward, it had probably been a year or so later, and his wife showed up and said, "Steve told me he wanted you to have that you and him had talked about that you wanted these."
Oh,
And gave me those. I think I actually used mine last night because ours are
Well-
different colors. That set, I have things sitting around, but I like to put things away. I don't like things sitting around. That sat on my counter for 2 months.
yeah,
When I
because
brought it
like
home because I couldn't.
I was gonna say,
in
there
my
are things
brain,
you
there's
just have to
certain
away.
things that like if I put this away, I'm putting them away. I
Yeah.
even like my picture on my Facebook page is me and her.
Yeah.
I can't change it. But it was me and my dad until Kristen passed away.
Yeah.
So I guess that's just going to be me and whoever until they are, so when they pass away, I'll put their picture up.
You can do the featured photos on Facebook. Most of my featured are people that I have lost.
Yeah.
I think pretty much all of
Well,
them.
and my
There may be one of me and my mom, but the other ones are people that I
And my
lost.
sister's birthday was yesterday, and she died from cancer. And she was my stepsister, but she was my sister.
My brother was my stepbrother,
And
but my brother.
she was she gave me a lot of encouragement and guidance. I was so much younger than her, so a lot of the things I learned from her, I learned some things of what not to do, but she gave me a lot of guidance and a lot of teachings and stuff. And, I was able to yesterday look at pictures and stuff and able to reminisce without totally crying, and when you can start to do that with the joy, and I still do that with Kristen. Kristen was the funniest person, and she was a big jokester. So was my dad. A funny story between my dad and Kristen. We were probably about 7 or 8, somewhere around that age time frame. And we were in my dad's shop, and my dad had a little bit of a beer belly. And she walked up to my dad and she said, "Hey, Vic, you gonna have a baby?" And she tapped his belly and he's like, "Yep." And she said, "How far along are you?" And he goes, "About 10 months. She's like, "Well, that's a long time. Do you know what it is?" And he's like, "Yep." She goes, "What is it?" He said, "It's a baby elephant."
Want to see his trunk?
No. And she said, "Why is it a baby elephant?" He said, "Because its trunk already fell out."
My dad used to say that.
And we went,
My dad used to say that joke all the time.
"Ew,
It's an elephant. You want to see his
disgusting," and ran away.
No, thank you.
But
Y'all with stuff from people that you've lost, find some place that's not in your house to put some of it. My mom passed in 2016, and when the house burned, I lost all of her stuff, even her ashes.
oh yeah,
That's very true.
So I wish we had like a box at the bank, or even if I had stuff in my barn that wasn't part of the house.
I have a book that I gave my grandmother before she passed away. She was, but it has questions about her life and her meeting my granddad and being raised and raising my daddy and her first time seeing me. And it's just this beautifully written book. She and I always say if my house caught on fire, if there was one thing I could grab, it would be my grandmother book.
right.
Because
Well, I do.
I have made copies of it and shared it with her. When she passed away, my aunt came to me and said, "You have something." And she said, "If you don't want to share it, I understand." But she said, when I would talk to Mama, every day Mama would say, "Well, I'm going to go work on Greta's book."
Oh.
And she said, for so long she did. And she said, I would love to read that. So I did make copies and I gave it to the brothers and sisters.
That's really nice.
But there's still some things in there that were related to me that I didn't make copies of because
Right.
they didn't care about what her first thought was when she saw me. And then there's a letter. in
You
there.
think that,
Yeah.
but that's probably not true.
But that
But
one
it was more personal.
And then there was a
personal
personal
for
letter
you.
to me.
Yeah, and
But-
you wanted to keep that personal. And I get that.
Yeah.
I do have a shrine kind of thing to my dad out in my shop. I guess I have to put a pair of Kristen's high-heeled shoes with it because I have several of them. But I have a little memorial wall for my dad out in my shop, and it was hard, and it's still hard. Loss never goes away, but it does get easier. At least for me, it has gotten easier because he's still with me. I still talk to him. It's just I think circumstances also make it different.
I need to find the poem where my best friend Beth, when she lost her husband to suicide that year at Christmas, she sent a poem to everyone with I think it's a green ribbon, and asked, and the poem was asking people to tie that ribbon on their tree in remembrance of people that had died of suicide.
Right.
And I need to find that poem and give it to you. You could share it with
Yeah.
some of your closest,
Yeah.
your close people.
Well, and it's really difficult when the loss is, in my opinion, something that could have been not happen. You know, like my dad died from a stroke. There was it was a medical reason. There's not really much you could have done about it. He did make the decision not to do any additional care. He didn't want a feeding tube, all that stuff. So he made those decisions. He was fluid that at that moment to make those decisions. And so I think about, like, he had severe dementia, and it appeared like he was going into Alzheimer's. You know, one of the days at the rehab center that he was in, I walked in and I'm talking to him, and I could tell like he was talking to me like a stranger. And I asked him, "You do know who I am, right?" And he's like, "Yes, you're my nurse." And it just broke my heart. I cleaned up some stuff and went in the bathroom, and I'm crying. And I don't want him to see me crying. So I'm in the bathroom cleaning up, and I wasn't cleaning up nothing. I just was cleaning up because I couldn't let him see me crying. And then I said, "Well, I'll be right back." And I went out, and I just took like a speed walk around the facility. And then I came back in. And when I came back in, he's like, "Hey, Tori, when did you get here?" Okay. You know, but it for that brief moment, it broke my heart. And, you know, but I spent every day with him for 6 weeks. I was there every day, and I cannot ever get that back. And I am so grateful I took the opportunity to do it, because so many people don't take the time, well, when they're sick, but also when they're just alive, period. You know, my mother is here. She lives with us. You know, I take her food upstairs. She comes down for food. We go do some things. I involve her in stuff. Girl Talks is going to be in the Christmas parade in Madison on December 14th. And, you know, we're going to dress Mom up and have her ride in the car with us, because, like, why not? And she's one of the girls. She's just upstairs, always watching.
Yes.
And she gives me her little critique at the end. I watched your show today, and Mom, it was confusing.
Every day.
Or it was good, or I didn't understand what you guys were talking about. I'm like, I mean, it's actually good to hear, because, you know, it might be what other people are experiencing too.
Yeah.
But you know,
we need critique.
we all have loss. There's nobody on the planet who has never had somebody that they've lost.
I say, before you have a Reiki session with me, I explain what I'm doing, you know, and I'm removing negative energy, and so you have your heart chakra, and I won't go through all the chakras, but you understand your heart chakra, you know, and I tell everybody, I'm like, I will be removing some there. I said, because we all have loss. We all have heartbreak. Your very first heartbreak, I always say this, your very first heartbreak is when that balloon comes untied from your wrist and floats away when you're a child. That's your very first heartbreak, because you don't understand that simple, that loss.
That never happened to me.
Did it not?
Never.
Usually it does. About every child, they're like, well, you know, but
I don't know. Maybe I don't.
But you know, you don't. That's
I'm not. I have no fucking idea. I'm just saying.
But you understand
that never happened to me.
That's a loss. As a child, that's a big loss.
Losing your first teddy bear.
Yeah.
is a lot.
Oh, I still have mine.
People don't.
I still had mine until the house fire.
People don't realize, and that too, like that is a huge loss. It may not have been a human being.
Yeah, no, that's huge.
But losing all your things, all your memories, all that you had, I cling to some of these things, which, let's be honest, we should not be clinging to things. But some of those things are attached to those that we love.
Those that we love.
And that are gone. And you cling to those things to keep them close. It's just like why I said it's hard to put something away. I have a envelope that has our new business cards together because Kristen and I were starting this production and doing all this stuff. So I have the envelope that has our 2 business cards in it. One has her name and one has my name. One, I've never opened it because I know what's in it. And I it's underneath of her candle. Like I can't throw it. I know they're no good. It's all closed. There's nothing to do with it, but I can't throw it away.
I used to be obsessive about deleting text messages. That takes up more room in your phone than photos.
Right.
If you did not know that, I deleted all my text messages to my brother.
Oh.
And I hate that.
Yeah.
I want to go back and read them.
Yeah.
Especially since it was suicide. What did I miss?
Yeah.
And
I mean, and
so we clean, like, yeah.
And like Kristen didn't die specifically from suicide, but she died from addiction. And it's in my feelings, it's the same way. It's, it's not that you necessarily made an intention to do it, but if you continue, that's the outcome.
That's the outcome.
I have her last voicemail to me, and she called, and quite often she would call. I would see her call. I would miss her call. I would call her right back. Same thing with the opposite. So instead, I don't know if you guys do this. If you call somebody that you call on a regular basis, I don't leave a voicemail. As soon as their voicemail starts, I hit end. She never did. Never, never, never. She always said something or, of course, call me back or, of course. And she'd hang up. So this last one was just her laughing. That's all it is her laugh.
Beautiful.
And I will never delete that. I've actually now saved the
it.
audio because I'm like, I don't want to accidentally delete it. But like, I don't have the last voicemail from my dad. I have text messages that were from, but my dad didn't text.
I actually have all the way back to high school. You had your answering machine, not voicemail, answering machine. Mine just had regular cassette tapes.
Yep.
And I started saving some of those messages onto a cassette tape. And I still have that cassette tape of guys that I dated and friends of mine from high school that has their voicemails.
Oh, that's funny.
They're on it. Like where I'm going to find a cassette tape player, I don't know. But I've got it.
I have one.
Oh yeah, you can.
I have
a Walkman.
Okay.
Oh, so do I.
I have a 1980s Walkman with the leather case around it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. It's actually not mine. It's my husband's, and he uses it when he mows the lawn. He puts a tape in, and then
awesome.
A cassette tape into his Walkman, and then he'll mow the lawn with the wire over the ear headphones.
Oh my.
Yeah. I mean,
he is very.
See, that's nostalgia too. That's memories too. Like our things that we've gone through, and what makes you remember something. I don't remember what song it was, but the other day,
the song "Remembers When" is that the Trisha Yearwood song?
Yeah. But my husband comes in and he goes,
"Yeah,
I was born an asshole or something like that," and I was like, "I was born with stars on my knuckles. I'm a redneck," and he's like, "Yeah, that's the song." I'm like, "It's called I'm a Redneck," and he's like, "I was born with a 6-pack in my hand." Yeah, so I told Google to play it, and it was such an old song, and it's such a funny song. Actually, no heater in my truck, and I'm off to the rodeo. I'm a redneck. Yeah,
long, sorry.
yeah, it's a really stupid song, but it's really funny. And my dad would play that on an 8-track player.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I was like, yeah, because my dad had an 8-track player. For those of you, an 8-track was a big little
I hear they're
thing.
coming. They're making a comeback.
Well, they're trying to do the cassettes. They're coming back with the cassettes now. They did come back with LPs like
I'm telling
a
you,
couple
I've got a
years ago.
huge album collection.
We from the last 2 or 3 years, the last few concerts or a few
Yeah.
of those concerts that we went to, we have bought vinyl, and we buy vinyl at every concert. And they have 2022, 2023. I don't know if we have a 24. 2022, 2023 cassettes, new release cassette.
I don't have any
So
cassettes.
when
none of mine have done cassettes, but I've bought a bunch of vinyls.
so
Oh,
when
yeah.
you say I don't know where I'm going to find a cassette player now, probably
I know.
at the store.
Yeah,
Because now that they're trying to make that comeback,
yeah.
they probably have you know, I mean, the boom box that I had when I was a
Yes.
kid, like
That
it had the
big-ass thing,
speakers
yes.
that could come apart from it,
Yes.
that you could put them
You
on.
felt like such a badass.
Oh, I was such a bad, and that had
Yes.
2 cassettes
I
on
actually
it.
had one of those too.
So I could
one
record-
from another one. Too.
Yeah.
I had the little
She's
one
like
that
the
was
baby over here.
the handheld, and then you put the little CD or not CD, the disc. Oh my gosh! You put the cassette tape. There we go. And then it had a microphone.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember those?
Yeah, yeah.
They were like
I had children
plastic
by then.
Fisher Price. I don't know,
I had children by then.
but I had that with the Batty Rap song from Ferngully on the bus,
love
and I
that.
thought I was like the most amazing person in the world because I knew all the words to the Batty Rap song. And I could sing it in my little microphone on the bus. I was so cool.
That's so funny. Like the silly things that you think about that make you laugh, but it makes you remember the things that happened back in the day.
Right,
You
yeah.
know, my
I had my own phone in my room, my own line. We talked about.
Yeah,
this.
me
It
too.
was that clear.
well,
with the
you could see all the
chords,
chords in it. Yeah,
And it was so cool. It had like the spark, the
Yes.
chords. It was all neon.
yeah,
and
yeah.
It was
Now-
awesome. I was like, hello.
Do y'all remember? Y'all remember
Hello.
Swatch watches? I had a Swatch.
I had a Swatch watch.
I had a bunch of Swatch watches, but I had
So
a
did I.
Swatch.
I don't think I ever
I had a
had one.
Swatch phone.
Ow.
Is what they made a phone, and it so like this was back when phones were corded and plugged in. But like you sit down, the slate on top of it, you answered this. But if your friend was there, they could talk on this piece.
Yeah, yeah.
You could talk on both pieces.
Yeah, yeah.
That one was pretty cool.
I would love to find one of those. That's really cool.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, in the box of supplies for in here, so we can do call-ins. So when we get to a point where we have enough people watching, we can literally do a call-in to the show. So I have a really cool prop that we're going to put up, but it's actually functional. It's a payphone.
Oh,
That's awesome.
But I bought the kit to add to it because it's a plug-in. Like you had it's back when you could buy a fake phone for your house. It looks like a payphone, and
Gotcha.
you can put money in it too.
Oh, that's
I
funny.
have, and I just threw it in my. I have like this whole big thing of like photo booth props, and I put this in there. But it was actually a phone, like an old school phone that you can plug into your cell phone, and
I've
it was
seen
and it
those.
was like a speaker. It doesn't work anymore because I don't have that plug.
Yeah,
But I love that thing because like stick your phone in your pocket and you can go around, and hold it on your shoulder, and you can't really do that with.
Well,
that.
I bought the
Those are
whole.
hard to do
But
that
I've
with.
still got that. It just doesn't plug in my phone anymore.
Well, I bought the whole kit for that thing. I mean, it works with any old school phone, but it's a kit to turn it Bluetooth.
oh,
Nice.
gotcha.
So it can be anywhere in the room, and I think that would be super funny when
Yeah.
somebody calls in. 'Cause
Yeah.
you can just be like, "Oh, hold on, the payphone's
That's
calling." I don't know where we're gonna put it, but probably on one of these posts or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We'll
maybe
figure it out.
maybe right there next to Amanda.
Yeah.
Hello?
Amanda always gets to
Hello?
answer the payphone.
Hello?
Yeah. But it's funny, you know, and but you look at some of these things that you have, whether you still have them or in some cases just memories. And for you, Alicia, since you lost a lot of things, have you ever like sat down and like journaled about all the things that you've lost and just to keep a mental record of anything? Have you ever wanted to do that? She's like,
Do you want to now?
no. Do you want to now?
The
Because
biggest thing.
Tori and I want you to do that.
I have a stack of journals here. There are several that are empty. I can give you one.
Now, the biggest thing we lost, we had a 2-year-old foster child that we were adopting, and he didn't make it out. So I didn't really care about anything else.
I didn't know that.
Oh, I did not know that.
Oh, my heart just like dropped into my feet, my toes.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I did
So
not know
sorry.
that. That is so hard.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that loss is worse than everything else.
Everything
that
We lost
there.
him and then 2 dogs and then our entire everything. So I was kind of just, this is it. This is just me. I'm numb to everything for a while. But
Yeah.
Now, how
And
are
there's
you
things
doing?
You're probably still numb to.
Because that wasn't
Sometimes.
that long ago. I mean, it was only last year.
yeah, it was 15 months ago.
Yeah, yeah. I remember because the girls were like, told me, you know, there was a fire. Well, we knew there was a fire already happening, and then we were thinking about who it was. I didn't know who it was, but we were, you know, like praying for the family and stuff. And then the next day they told me who it was, and I was like, oh my gosh. And
Because they went to school with her daughter.
right. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, you know, and I didn't know you then. Or we probably would have done something to help. Or
The thing that made like everything worse was the next day there was somebody from the news. I don't even remember which news person was. And then they put, they were in our yard talking about the fire and said that we left a small child in the house and that when EMS got there, everybody was on the yard and had just left him in the house, which firefighters literally took me and moved me from the house. And my daughter, Kat, thought that I had dyed my hair. She is 14 but has an IQ of like a first grader. She thought I dyed my hair because my hair was black from going into the house so many times.
trying to find him.
Yeah. And my husband had, he used the patio furniture we had to break the windows in the house to try to get in from a different angle and try to find him. And EMS made us leave. Like they made us go
They forced
as
you out,
far
yeah.
away as possible.
Well, and that's what their job is to do, is to save life. And unfortunately, sometimes that's not 100% successful, but
But they
can't-
were saving your life
you
in
could-
order
yeah.
for them to try to save the child's
you
life.
could-
We needed to get out of the way
Yes.
so they weren't worried about us. So
Right.
they could have tried to get
they
him.
they did,
but-
and to not lose another, you know, to another life, for not
Right,
to be
right.
multiple. But
well, and that's a hard thing. I mean, it's the same thing with when you go to a scene like that. You know, I mean, I worked in that field, so when you go in and I'm sure it was much harder for them to remove you than the way you just described it.
It was.
Yeah, oh,
I was gonna
yeah.
say there's
It was very hard.
I'm sure it was a bit of a
Like
physical
literally
fight
picked me up and moved me.
because you were not
That's the
going
only
to
way
go.
They were gonna
Yeah,
get you out of that. That we all know that.
we all, but
That's a
you know,
mama
it's a
thing.
different
It is.
feeling when you see something like that, and it's hard when you have that loss, but we have to try to find a way to reflect and find the joy in the things that the people that are gone gave us. You know, what joys he gave you guys, what joys Kristen has given me, your friend has given you, my dad, your mom, all the people in the past, my grandmother, taking me fishing. I mean, like, I hate fish. Y'all know this. I hate fish. I will not eat fish. I do not like it. I will not eat it here. I will not eat it there.
I will not eat green eggs and ham. I am.
Yeah. Sam, I am. That's
Sam,
my
I am,
son.
yeah.
Since his name's Samuel, like, growing up, he was called Sam I Am. It was like, it's one of his favorite books. It was Sam I Am. But
My husband fishes and I clean it because he doesn't want to touch the fish.
Yeah.
But I don't want to touch the worm.
okay.
So he puts the worm on the hook and he does the fishing and then I take it off.
And you're fine cleaning it. Well, so I hated fish, but I could go fishing with my grandma and my grandpa and stuff. And they would all say, my cousins, my brother, everybody would say, she's going to catch the most fish because they know she won't eat them.
Yeah.
And I would pull in, fish out, pull in, fish out. Somebody put a worm on it. Somebody took it off. Well, worm on, take off my fish. Worm on, take off my fish. Worm on. I literally could fish like that. And none of them would catch a thing. And they'd be like, well, we can all have like 2 or 3 or whatever the number was. And they're like, okay, Tori got for mom, grandma. Yeah. And I would get enough fish that everyone got their number, but no one else caught any except for me. And they would go like, how is that possible? Like, she won't even eat them. I'm like, that's why. They know I'm not going to eat them. Now, it doesn't make any sense that they get on my pole because it's not like they took them off and threw them back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless they were too small or
Yeah.
out of the realm that you were allowed to have or something like that. And it was crazy. But it's the holiday season now. And the things that we do, our traditions are part of that memory thing too. Traditions are a part of that. Like, what traditions do you do that were started from your, past, like your grandparents or your parents, or are there traditions that you've started on your own because you wanted to do a new tradition?
From the Great Depression, my mom or my grandma used to put nuts and oranges in my mom and all of her siblings' stockings. So my mom took the nuts out, but she put oranges and all of our stockings in the toe and then whatever else. And I continued that. Everybody gets an orange in their stocking.
Oh, that's cute. That's
cool.
cute. That's cute. What about you, Amanda? Is there any traditions that you were started long ago from your family, or ones that you started on your own?
Well, there's a bunch that we do from family, but the one I started with my kids because I have boys. Everybody gets in their stocking. They get gum, deodorant. I can't. It's broken.
Well, let it lean on your shoulder.
All right, is that better?
That's
Very
better.
bad.
Okay, they get gum, deodorant, and that poopery spray.
Oh, okay. So thanks for your smell.
Yes.
Smell better, boy.
Yeah,
Smell
sorry, I love
better.
you guys, but
You need to throw in one of those things that go in the shoe.
yeah, no, they do. They have those too. They have those too.
Building on that, when I was away in college, my mom started doing my stocking. I got like NyQuil, Tylenol,
Yeah.
things that you need when you're sick that you don't feel like going to buy.
Yeah.
And that's still what I get in my stocking. So we don't want one to leave the nest anytime soon.
No.
But when it happens, that's a good idea.
That is a good idea.
So, because, like I said, you don't feel like going and buying it. So
No.
she started that
yeah,
in college.
So that's another thing is that I'll keep them like well stocked on that stuff, like a Amazon subscription type of thing. But but I
Yeah.
feel like that's a good idea.
yeah, that
Let
one.
me see. I don't know. I can't think. There's a lot. I mean, there's just.
I mean, for me, the decorating is part of the tradition because my mom was big in decorating. You can see I'm in the process of decorating.
Yeah.
Mine takes forever to
Christmas
finish
threw
decorating.
up there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Christmas pretty much throws up at my house.
Yeah, me too.
And I have till my husband leaves on Saturday for a week. And so I have till Friday to get all the rest of the living room stuff done. And then he will bring in the piece to go in and put my village together. If you have children that want to come and help, I could really use that. I'll even give them something. I don't know what. Money, snack. I do make homemade fudge, so that's our tradition. My grandmother made it. My mother made it. I make it. And when each of my kids have been in the military, and especially if they're deployed, very pissed off about last year, I will say, and I'm still mad about it, but whatever. I'll get into that. So while my sons were deployed, I make like 50 pounds of fudge, and I ship it out to wherever they are so that they can share it with the other Marines or whoever they're with, from home. And I did it last year. Sam was deployed, and I shipped it out. He got lucky. His deployment one was to Norway and Finland, so it's not like he was in a bad place. But he never got it. It never came.
Oh no!
And to this day, we've never gotten it back. It never arrived. He's never gotten it. Just fudge out there somewhere. Someone enjoyed it.
Somebody stole your fudge.
I'm sure somebody got it. So I'm like, who got that fudge? And
who ate my fudge?
yeah, who ate
Back
my
off.
And I'm like, obviously it's not lost. Somebody got it and somebody ate
Very
it.
moldy by now.
You don't want it back right
If
now.
it finally came, you ain't gonna eat that.
No.
So everybody is like, when are you making your fudge? So it's kind of become that tradition that I make fudge and I pack it up for each of the kids and their families and send them all homemade fudge every year. And I make it like, have you ever gone to an old town where they have the fudge making and you can stand there and watch them in the window?
Or Buc-ee's.
Or Buc-ee's. Yeah.
Bought it from Buc-ee's. I've not seen them make it though.
So I make it kind of like that. I make a giant pot,
A big vat.
a big vat of fudge. And I mean, I have a pot that's about this big. And that's what I make my fudge in, because I make probably about 7 to 10 batches at one time in one thing. And then I scrub down my countertop, which is
Who's gonna get them first? Yeah.
He will, if that had tissues in it, he would take them
Oh,
out
one at a time.
Let's
My-
give him the box. The box
Every
is
section.
empty.
my
every
dog
second
too.
Just take it out of the thing. There you go.
But
there we go.
Yeah.
I scrub down my countertop that's marble or whatever.
And then
it
that's
is,
what you use
And
to-
then I dump the whole thing on there, and I have my scrapers, and I fold it, and I cut it, and then I separate it into. Out of those batches, I separate it into 4 batches.
Yeah.
And I take one side and I put nuts on that one. I put peppermints on the other one. I put toffee on the other one. And I will pick something else that goes into the 4th one. Or the 4th one, no, the 4th one's plain, just chocolate. And I just mix those up, put that in the pan, and then that's the 4 different flavors. And
Cool.
it's a whole thing. Like, it takes me a while to do it, but
It's your thing.
If it's what you love and you know
Yes.
people love it and appreciate it, then it's worth it.
well, and I've amped it way up compared to what my grandma made and then my mom. You
Yeah.
know, they made just a small portion, but I wanted
Everybody
to
gets 4 bites.
Yeah,
That's
I
all you're
wanted to
getting.
share it with not just family, but our soldiers and sailors and Marines are out there, and airmen and stuff, and a lot of them are away from their families. And there used to be, I could just ship it out to people, but now you can't do that. You have to physically have somebody's name, and
You have to have someone there.
You cannot send it to the Marines.
Yeah.
They will throw it in the trash. They will not have it tested. They will not share it. They will not give it out.
Nope.
They will throw it in the
know
trash.
so, man.
And I mean, granted,
You thought
with
you
the
needed
way
a
that the
COVID
world
test.
is,
I get it.
I get it.
But
Yeah.
Because would you really want to feed a bunch of people arsenic?
yeah.
You know, you don't know what's in that
You
shit.
have no idea.
Cleaning, what's That made me sad. Sammy said, that made me sad. You know, the not getting his fudge.
Oh yeah.
Because that was the one thing he kept asking, oh, when are you making me your fudge? When are
Yeah.
you sending your fudge? And I did, and it was such a big amount of fudge.
Yeah.
And I went and bought special containers from Dollar Store that they were exactly the perfect size of the if it fits it ships boxes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Perfect size and the cost. Do you know how? That's why I have to use the if it fits it ships.
Because those are so
Because
much
By
cheaper.
weight is awful.
the
holy-
weight for fudge is high.
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and those boxes have gotten way high price.
Oh yeah.
Like it used to be like $6 to send that box. It was like $18-19, and I sent like 6 boxes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And each of those boxes probably had like 20 pounds of fudge in it. I don't know how much it weighed, but it was some heavy shit.
She's got 150 pounds of fudge.
I could not, randomly somewhere. And
You're like, I want my container back.
because his name was on it, I really wonder if it actually got to somebody and had his actual name, and they're like, "Oh yeah, he really does exist. This is mine." They're like, "I like this fudge." That's what Sam said. He said maybe customs. Maybe it got stuck in customs. Maybe customs was like,
Yum,
"We
yum.
celebrating with some fudge."
Yeah.
Yum yum in my tum tum.
Yeah, it's crazy because you know.
I had last week, I mean, talking about like shipping things, I had 3 packages that were like, I get an email every day that tells me what, I still haven't received those packages. Pretty sure my mail lady was off last week because mail was just off. But yeah, still haven't got them.
The informed delivery.
Well, the stove hood that we got, that's number 2. Because the first one, it says delivered, not delivered. Where is it delivered? So we call the shipper, and they're like, no, it was delivered, and it says that it was delivered. So after researching, doing all
Where
that,
did you deliver it to?
I'm like, who did you deliver some random stove hood to?
Right.
That also didn't go like, hey, I didn't
mine.
order
Right,
a
I don't know
stove
what this
hood.
is.
Like,
This is
why?
not mine.
Or are they like, cool, I got a new stove hood? Like, that's what Steve and I were thinking.
But, I mean, that's kind of a specialty stove hood that not just anyone's
Not like,
going to be.
right,
right.
right.
Yeah, it
It's,
doesn't fit every.
No.
it's pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty big. Like,
Most
it's,
people have standard stoves.
yeah, we are now the really weird people because we have a house that now has 2 laundry rooms and 2 master suites, mom's upstairs and ours, and now 2 stoves.
2 stoves.
2 stoves. We're just doubling everything.
Well, I mean, I get his reason for it. He wanted the gas.
The gas.
And he loves cooking on gas. He loves cooking
I
on
love
his
my
cast
gas.
iron. And it's not that we were trying to be bougie by having 2. We would have put one in where the stove actually is. But the way they did that is it's just the glass countertop one. And we would lose all that counter space, all that cabinet underneath, all the cabinets above, especially if we put that size of one in, it would have taken a
that size.
huge
That's what I was
amount.
going to say.
That's a pretty
Putting that
big
size
one.
in and even running the gas where it
was,
cabinets
exactly.
and all that was.
And
Yeah.
And this stove, like, it looks bougie because that stove is probably, I think we looked it up and it was like $8,000-9,000 stove. We got it for $500 on
I think
Marketplace.
you can smell my tissues in my pocket.
Oh, he can.
He's digging.
He's trying to get my tissues
He's over here
out of my
digging in her pocket.
Well, we're all watching Cash dig for gold out of Alicia. Out of
Oh,
Alicia's
yeah. He's like, there they are. I found them. They're my tissues. Give me the tissues.
See, I tore that box up and there was nothing.
He already tore up the box. Yeah, I was going to say, get in there.
Oh.
Too cute.
Did we lose? Tori's all.
No, she's trying to zoom in on him.
Oh, on Cash. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
There we go. Look at that dog. Well, and surprisingly, they're both still in the screen. But
Yeah.
we got to get Cash. He's performing.
Get out of there. Yeah,
I mean-
nobody wants to see
I was
that.
really going to show out and be a man.
He is performing. So Sam said, "I wanted that damn fudge." Yeah, I'm telling you, somebody at Customs, because they probably got all the boxes at the same time. They all had his rank and his name on it. It was for an FPO.
Right.
And they were probably like, okay, this is a legit dude. And there's 6 boxes of this shit. It must be good. And then when you get inside the boxes and you find out that not only is it good stuff, but they're all different flavors. Like they're not all just
One thing.
chocolate fudge or
I'm
chocolate
gonna
nuts.
need all the
It's
flavors.
peppermint. It's and that's why I shipped them in different boxes. So they all had the different flavors, and
Yep.
and they were all cut up in like single bite-sized pieces. So once they got and of course the way I do it is I cut the layer, and they're all just single bite-sized pieces. So you could just give somebody 4 or 5 pieces, and they don't have this big chunk of fudge.
I hate that when you get like this huge chunk, and,
And
then you're like,
honestly,
what am I supposed to do with that?
And it's so rich,
Eat it.
Oh,
but it's so
that's
rich.
diabetes.
That's when you take that your daddy takes that
That pocket knife
out of his
and you just
out of his
cut
pocket
one he just
that he's
cleaned his
just
nails
cleaned his
with.
fingernails with.
Weren't we talking about this
We were
last
talking about this.
And he'll cut it for you with that same knife.
The same knife.
And then
Yes.
After he's
and
cleaned
holding
his
the
nails.
knife with the thing on and put it in his,
his
mouth,
mouth?
with the
Yeah,
knife.
yeah, yeah.
in his
And then
mouth
cut
after
yours
the
and
nails.
hand it
Yeah.
to you with the same
After
knife
whittling something, some wood, or
Yeah.
cutting a fish.
with a little dirt on
Not
his
washed
hand.
Not wash. Of
Grease.
course you're not going to
There's
wash
no
it. Why would you
Clorox.
wash it? No. Yeah, there's no.
This is why people from that time that when they got sick, they got really sick, or they just never got
Oh,
sick.
they never
Exactly.
That's the honest
one of the
truth.
two.
It really
because
is.
your body builds up those immunities.
I tell people, I'm like, let kids play in the dirt. Let them play in the
You
dirt.
know what?
Like,
My oldest is always sick. He's like, I don't feel good. I got a headache. I don't feel good. And I was like, because you never leave your room.
yeah.
Yeah.
He goes to school and he comes back and he goes in his room.
Uh-huh.
I mean, the kid is as pale as this.
Yeah.
He is so pale. So
he
pale.
needs some vitamin C.
He needs
vitamin
vitamin
D.
He needs to be outside. He needs to eat
And
dirt.
some dirt.
He needs to eat some
He
dirt.
used to play in the mud and the dirt all the time. He was the now I want to say the dirty kid, but the dirt kid. He would play in the dirt. He would play and come back and be covered, and I would hose him down outside or
Yeah.
directly into the tub. It was always that way.
Oh my God, Sammy was so different when he
Yeah.
was little. Pretty much even probably still this way.
Oh man.
I have the cutest picture of him. We went out and fed the ducks, and we were by the pond, and he fell forward, and he's got the little biker shorts with the little padded butt with the diapers and the little biker tank top, and he fell forward in the dirt, and Dottie, and he needed that Dottie to take off, and I'm like, I would tease him all the time. Do you still hate dirt? And he's like, yes.
According to my mother, I was a prissy little princess. Didn't want to get dirty or anything.
Do you have photo proof?
That's what I asked her.
I want video proof of this.
Yes.
I know, because I don't think it's true. But
My
she
parents
said,
being divorced, I had the best of both worlds because mother did not allow me to get in dirt. Like, absolutely did not. But then daddy, we showed horses and he took me to the barn and I'd sit in the hallway of the barn, and play in the dirt and play. I couldn't play in the hay. I'm allergic to that. So they stuck me in the dirt in the middle of the barn. But
yeah.
There's Greta making mud pies out
in the
there.
middle of the barn, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was allergic to the hay, so they couldn't stick me in the stall. So
Well, like when I worked in the medical field, I'm not trying to be gross, but like we would do stuff. I always wore gloves, but if you were taking a snack and you were eating real quick, you didn't give a shit what was around you. Like you just put it in your mouth and ate it. I didn't with blood. Like if there was blood and vomit and shit or something, I clean all that up and then throw my stuff away. But like if we were sitting outside and there's dirt, if you're sandwich fell in the dirt, you just picked it up, dusted it off, and ate it.
5-second rule.
Yep.
Also, another thing with COVID, by making us stay home, we didn't talk about this, but by making us stay home and be around less people, that lowered everyone's immune system.
Yeah.
It really did.
It
It really
did.
did, because the more you're around people, your body is fighting off things, and this using this sanitation stuff 24/7 is the worst
It's
thing
so bad
for
for
you,
you.
because it's actually bad for you. It's full of alcohol, like the alcohol that dries your body out. It's so full of alcohol, and you're drying your skin out, you're drying everything out, and you're cutting off all those immunities. I mean, if you did a swab, you did a scrape of your skin, there's enzymes, there's bugs all
yeah.
over your body. They're eating your skin, but they're the healthy things,
Yes.
bacteria,
They skin mites.
Skin mites, yeah.
skin mites and
That's
stuff
why
like that.
sometimes that's why you itch for no reason.
Yeah, because
skin
they're
mites.
tangled up in the hair.
something like your eyelashes and
Yeah.
stuff.
They'll be tangled up in your hair or
And I'm like,
something like that.
freaking
And-
face mites
sure
are
my
acting
hair
up
has-
again.
Yeah.
Has millions.
Yeah.
My tangly hair has millions.
Oh yeah, yeah, me too.
Yeah, I mean, and you just go like, okay, well, we need that stuff.
Yeah.
And if we're killing them off all the time, they aren't there to do their job that they're supposed to do.
You know what I want to know about COVID? Why was everybody buying all the damn toilet paper? Was
I have no
everybody
idea.
like pooping that much?
Well,
Like
I mean,
nobody's pooping any more than normal.
I was using my own a lot more because I quit going out.
That too.
I mean, I
like all of a
don't-
sudden I was like,
I
I
don't
really
think
went through that toilet paper quick.
I don't think anybody knows what the real phenomenon was of having to go get the toilet paper and buy that much toilet. Like, I didn't do it.
I didn't either.
I can't remember if we
But-
even went out to buy toilet paper and there wasn't any, but we regularly have a big stock of toilet paper because we get it from Costco.
That's
and
it's the same. We get it from
I
Sam's.
said,
I just said, like I
I'm
was
not
going
worried
out
about this.
4 or 5 nights a week, so I had like 4 rolls, and for me that would last me 2 months because
Right.
I was never home.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Like-
so I didn't think about going and buying toilet paper when everybody said, go buy toilet paper. It's all selling out. I'm like, I got 4 rolls. I'm good.
Yeah,
And
my-
then all of a sudden I'm home all the time and I'm like, that didn't
pee a
last me
lot.
2 weeks.
My mother-in-law was using tissues and paper towels because she could not get it. So we were ordering it for her. We were trying to get it for her. I mean, I was shopping like the black. What is it called? The black dark web. I'm on the dark web trying to find toilet paper.
I have
I
a
need
particular
toilet paper.
brand that I like. Like my aunt, and I couldn't find it. Like you're having to use other brands, and I was talking to her and had fussed about it. She was in the Dollar General one day, and it was like a week or 2 before my birthday, and they had it's a Charmin, it's the blue Charmin, and they had it, and she showed up at my house and she was like, "Happy birthday." She gave me a 12-pack of toilet paper.
Okay, that's funny though.
For my
That's
birthday
funny.
because she found the one I liked.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's another side of loss and memories. You think about it, the loss that happened from COVID of people who were lost, yes. But what about the kids who lost their high school experience?
Yes.
My
There are kids that-
nephew was a senior that year.
Yeah.
His high school graduation was a drive-by.
Yeah.
And I mean the prom,
Right.
the
And there are-
experiences that they should have had, which makes me disgusted at our government because this should have never happened in the
I
first
got mad
place.
because we had a drive-in movie theater at that time. It was still active. Why? And I said this 1,000 times on Facebook. Why don't they play those graduations on that drive-in theater?
Right,
Let
That would
those
make
kids walk
so much
across
sense.
there. Everybody pulls up in their car.
right.
Pure COVID. Like,
Get
why?
in your car. What does
Well,
it matter?
because the people that were making the decisions don't think like we do.
No.
Like
No, 'cause
logically.
they're not real humans.
But that would have been a great way.
That
to do
would have been a great
graduation.
way to
They're not
do it.
real humans. So
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you could have done a lot better for these kids because
yes.
some of I think all of us have those memories of high school.
Yeah.
And your senior year and senior prank and senior skip day and
graduation.
all those things and graduation, and they don't get to have those memories.
Right.
And it's not because they dropped out of school and didn't finish. It's because our government shut it down on them, and I think that's disgusting.
And even since then, it's been just a lot less.
Weird.
It's been so weird. When my son graduated, he had finished all of his credits or whatever early, so he was done in December. So he just kind of stayed home and worked and everything until graduation and walked with his class. But he never was very excited. None of the class did a senior prank or a skip day or any of that. None of it, and everybody's
Well,
like,
and
whatever, it's
if he wasn't
graduation.
there that whole semester, like prom didn't matter. You know, like he wasn't around those kids. Prom didn't matter. There was
Yeah.
no excitement around.
Right,
that.
Right.
Yeah.
But even the kids that still went and he still talked to all the time, they were like, no, whatever. We're just gonna. Well, I guess we'll go to prom. I guess whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, it just
Prom
wasn't
was
a thing.
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Huge.
big deal.
Yes.
Well, and then you have the different things that people do as they get closer and closer to graduation, and then they get graduated, then they go to college. What's the next big important thing? Weddings.
Yeah, that was another
You
one.
know, everybody had to shut down their weddings and not have their weddings, or if they did, social distancing and outside with a mask on and all. Who wants pictures with dancing with their dad with both of you with their masks
That
on?
whole thing was stupid because we literally went through this 100 years ago with the Spanish flu.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
They did the masks. They did the everything.
Well,
And all that was really doing was lowering.
you
our
look at the
immune
Black
system.
Plague. I mean, I put it out there several times. I said the next thing they're going to do is Fauci's going to tell us all we need to piss and shit on each other because that'll make it go away. Because that's what they did in the Black Plague. They were pissing and shitting. They were rubbing themselves in poo because they were told by the science that this is what will stop it.
It's like
And
the people trying to drink bleach.
yeah.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
who are you?
And no, Trump did not say we should drink.
No,
bleach.
he didn't. He
No.
did not. He never said that.
No, they
But
just
they wouldn't let us have ivermectin, which was a cure.
which was a cure. Oh, you mean horse medicine?
And horse and cow medicine.
That made me so pissed off. I'm like, there's a human version, and that's where it started.
I was giving
a
him his
human
worm medicine one
vaccine.
day, and I happened to like look at the box, and I was like, "It's got ivermectin in it." And that was when I was still having my headaches that I had for 5 months, and I was like, "I wonder if that would get rid of my headache." Now, Greta, you cannot take dog medicine.
So Sam went back to the toilet paper thing, and he said, "Okay, real question: why do kids use a roll a day?"
No,
For
joke.
real.
I know
For
you
real.
don't poop that much. I know you don't poop that much. And I live in a house full of
I
boys.
think they wad that shit up, and then they're just like, because they're so afraid to touch,
Right?
They
And
just.
if
I think
anybody-
the answer to that, if you have children, just get bidets and
If
tell them
anybody
they
in-
don't get any toilet
right? If
paper.
anybody in my house is using all the toilet paper, it's me. Because the boys stand to pee, and then, they hopefully.
I have 5 girls.
Yeah, no,
We
so
go
you
through
are
a
going
lot of
through
toilet
it.
paper.
And, yeah.
Well, in that time of the
you're
month,
cleaning up their mess.
and I hate to
I
say this,
do.
but when Aunt Flo comes to town in your house, that must be fucking fun.
It is.
oh, bless your
It
husband's
is
heart.
I would hope your husband's smart enough to like go fishing or
I was going to
something.
say, if he needs a
Does
boy
he have a
house.
hobby?
No, he goes to the store and gets all the stuff we need to make everybody happy again.
But if he needs an escape, I got a boy house.
And if he's smart, that
And I'll
takes
come
him
to your
all
I
house.
would say
day.
that is some Costco-sized chocolate.
No, I'm serious. I'll trade. He can come to my house and hang out with the boys, and I'll come to your house for the week.
That will
or
work.
whatever. Because if he needs some testosterone, we got it.
There you
The
go. We
only
can send all the
boy is
boys
a
together
dog.
and we can bring all the girls, all of us, and all the
Yeah.
girls over here, and we can have a girl party.
Oh gosh, that's scary.
Yeah, that would be pretty scary. Oh,
It's a good boy.
just to imagine.
The attitudes.
I bet. Whoa. I hadn't thought about that.
Is it
in
all
your house.
synced up?
It is.
Of course.
Unfortunately.
I mean, that's
Of course
good,
it
though.
is.
Actually, it's like I started, like, I hadn't had a period in 10 years until I lost my weight, and then I started again,
rude.
which is
That's
absolutely
mine.
disgusting. But Anyhow,
What?
and then I do mine, and then
No, thank
Isabel
you.
will do hers, and then Isabel's overlaps with Kat's, and Kat's overlaps with Chloe's.
Oh,
and
so
then there's
it's
like
not
a week
that you're
off,
all
and then
together.
I get to
You
start.
just all go in.
One starts at the end of the next person's.
Oh, so it's like
so it never ends.
So it just
No, it
never
depends
ends.
on how long of it.
never.
Well, with that note, this
gotta go.
is going to end.
We gotta go.
We are going to end because we have made it to only 1 minute past our time.
Yay.
So we're getting closer and closer to being on time.
There you go.
So with that note,
Can I-
I'm going to go back to the beginning there. Well, maybe not the beginning because that was terrorists and
20
shit.
minutes. Yeah, let's not do that. 20 minutes in would be
Roundabouts
good.
was turned into terrorists.
And I know we never did an introduction, but I'm Tori, that's Greta, that's Amanda, and that's Alicia. Hi.
Hi. Hi. Bye. We will see
But
you
remember
later.
that with your loss, hold them dear, but give away their love
Yes.
and cling to those that are still near. Anyway, with that, peace out, everybody. We love you. Thank you for watching, and please
Thanks for joining.
Come again, same time, same bat channel.
Like and subscribe.
Like
and subscribe.
yeah, like and subscribe, and seriously, watch us. We're kind of nuts.
And tell us what you want to.
nuts.
Tell us what you want us. What do you want us to talk about?
Yeah. Throw out some dirt.
Oh yeah, we like dirt.
All right.
Popped you in the face.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
And Greta's glitching again.